teacher LaShundra here, and I just got done teaching today. And I wanted to kind of update you on some of the goings on of Dada. Now, there's been a lot of just stuff going on, just a lot of things going on. So I told you guys about mentors no longer being mentors, but we're still teachers. So we're still with Dada as teachers. We're just not mentor teachers or part of the hiring process, or you're not able to take mentor sessions anymore. And they did say that somewhere in the future they were going to bring it back when they find out how they want to use mentors. Now, that's one change that has happened. Just to recap that, I know a lot of teachers were upset because there were a lot of teachers that were actually let go, or their contract was terminated, or when their contract ended, their contract did not get renewed. Now, I don't go off of like gossip or hearsay. Teachers that have contacted me personally have told me that the reasons for contract termination was low bookings. Yes, Dada does give you the bookings. They do find the families, the students for you. However, they're not going to force a parent to take your class. So what they do is, how you have to create your profile and your video. So what they would do is they would use your profile and your video and suggest you to families based off of whatever days and hours they're looking for. They're like, well, look, here's a teacher, blah, blah, blah. They suggest you. So they try to do that. Now, if a parent chooses not to go with you, they're just like, no, I don't want that teacher. Then, ultimately the parent is the person paying. So for whatever reason, whatever that reason may be, they didn't choose to stay with you. Or if you did a trial class and your trial class conversions were really, really low, or not at all, it could be that you don't get that many trial classes, because the goal is for them to entice the parents to sign up. So those are some reasons why some people had low bookings, the ones that have come to me. Okay, and so there was a probational period, and after a certain period of time, they would say, okay, contract terminated, it's not working out the way you thought, maybe you can reapply in the future. So that's one reason why people got contracts terminated. Some people previously, Dada has always said that a bachelor's degree is required. Now, they said required, but they did hire a lot of teachers that didn't have bachelor's degrees. Some of the teachers didn't have a TESOL or TEFL or whatever, type of certification either. They just had maybe teaching experience, and they did well on the demo. And so they hired them. Then, I do understand that those strict laws about having a TESOL and background check has not been confirmed and passed yet, but it's something that they're thinking about doing that in the near future, like January or February. And so what companies are trying to do, they're trying to conform to these new things now. Now, a teacher told me that, to teach in China, that is a requirement anyways, to have a background check and to have some type of TESOL or TEFL, some type of certification, in addition to at least having a bachelor's degree. They said that is a requirement in China. Now, I don't know that, so that's not something that I can confirm. So this particular teacher said it's a requirement in China, and now they're just becoming more strict with the online companies. Now, I know a lot of companies, in addition to Dada, have adopted this new process of you need to have all these documentations, you need to have submit a copy of your bachelor's degree, submit background check, you need to submit, what was the third thing? Oh, like a passport, or if you don't have a passport, then a birth certificate. I know everyone doesn't really have a passport, birth certificate, and have some type of TESOL or TEFL, some type of certification in that nature. So you had to submit those things in order to be considered to stay on employed with Dada. Okay, and there were some teachers that didn't have those things, and so their contract was terminated There's some teachers that had maybe all of everything but one thing. Maybe they're currently enrolled in a TESOL program and they showed proof of that, so they were able to stay on board. So that was a second reason why contracts were terminated and not renewed. And a third reason was performance or attendance type issues. Now these are the reasons that teachers have told me. So this is not speculation, because I'm not on here to speculate. I'm on here to give you guys information. So they came to me saying, hey, can you help? Do you think there's a way around it? It's like, I don't have any influence in the HR department, so sorry. But if you had poor class performance or complaints from parents, or if they did offer, the 2 days a month, but if you use that was something that you did regularly, you took the 2 days and they felt that was being abused, then they did not offer to renew the contract for that reason as well. So those are the reasons that were told to me, and I don't know the number of teachers that were terminated or their contract. Someone said it's not a contract, it's an agreement. So their agreement was terminated or not renewed. I don't know the number of teachers, but it was quite a lot. It was a lot of teachers. Oh, and teachers that were hired on, but because there were some teachers that were hired on and they were able to mask their accent, like they had a little bit of an accent and they were able to mask that, but it came out in class a little bit. And if they were noticed to have a heavy accent, maybe their classes, bookings wise, have dropped. And upon viewing the videos, there were some teachers let go with that too. They had really good English, but because of that accent was really noticeable, then they were let go for that too, because what they do promise the parents is a native English speaking experience. So those were the reasons that were given to me for teachers letting go. So there were tons of teachers let go, and it almost seemed like they are trying to be more strict and competitive with the other companies, as far as, no, I'm sorry, this is how it is and there's no way around it. So I did notice that there has been a decrease in their departments as well. So we stopped having our own coordinators quite some time ago. They stopped doing that. And so now there's no coordinators, personal coordinators, there's no mentors. We just have the general coordinators that you're able to contact for help or questions. But we're no longer assigned our personal coordinators. We don't have our own mentors anymore. And I've been told by people that worked in the office that there's been some downsizing of departments. So they've downsized some departments, made them smaller. Now, reasons being for that, I don't know. I don't know. Now, when I went to China, they did have a Dada office in Shanghai. That's the one I went to. I visited the one in Shanghai. And there was one in Beijing. There's a smaller one in Beijing. And I guess now they have the corporate office is in Hong Kong. So they, have shifted some things around for whatever purposes they've done that for. I don't know, for the business side of it. I do know that there is Dada TV and there's Dada Baby. Now, if you're not familiar with this, I don't know a lot about it. But they do have Dada TV for the parents, and they're able to, there's competitions that they can enter. There's different things that they can view, and it's all Dada related. And Dada Baby, I've been taking a look at that. It has cute little nursery rhymes and short little 3-minute, 5-minute little snippet classes, but they're not the nursery rhymes. And some of the smaller little lessons, some of those have native English speakers and some of them do not have native English speakers. They're Chinese people teaching phonics, and so they have a Chinese accent. So I have seen both Dada TV and Dada Baby. If you're curious on those two things, download the app. I will put a picture of what that looks like. So I'll show you a picture of what these apps look like, and go into your Android or Apple Market, whatever, and download those apps, and you can take a look at these apps. It's all in Chinese, so you got to play around with it, but I have both of those apps on my phone, so when I want to be nosy, I just go in there. And they do have some free features that you are able to look at and view for your viewing pleasure without paying for it. I think parents pay a certain membership or whatever to be able to unlock everything that's available on there. So they do have those two things. Now, let's address a rumor. I can't confirm, I can't deny it, but some people are saying that the reason for all the teachers being terminated, their agreement being null and void, and departments being shifted around in the Hong Kong move and new contracts, is because they're shifting to solely Dada TV and Dada Baby. Now, that's still a rumor. That cannot be confirmed. As far as what I'm seeing, and I am not an ambassador or any paid representative of Dada. I'm just here as an information highway for you. But as far as I am seeing, with all these drastic changes that, for some it's been really a negative experience, but then for many it's been a positive experience. So there are people that contact me that are saying, hey, I'm loving the new changes. I love what's going on. I love the direction of the company. So everyone isn't feeling sour about it. And I've been researching for you guys. I've been scouring the internet, and there are a lot of companies. I mean, a lot of companies that have gone through drastic changes kind of in the same period of time as Dada. So I don't know, I made a video about an economy type thing. I still think it's economy, okay? I went and I researched, I think 20 different companies, and about half of them have been through drastic changes with teachers, with salary, drastic changes. So I am going to do a video with different companies as well. But so the rumor is that they're doing all this so that everything can move over to Dada TV and Dada Baby, and then there won't be any online teachers. Now, like I said, I can't confirm or deny that. But what I have seen, they've actually enhanced a lot of the resources for the teachers. So they have this new thing called AR props. Not really sure what AR stands for. That's something that I should have looked up before I did this video. But AR props. And with the AR props, it's kind of like a little Dada version of Manicam, where they have Christmas borders available that you can use. And they have different props available depending on what lesson you're in. Is lesson specific. It's catered to different lessons. They have props on hand that you can use on the camera to teach your class. Now, it's pretty cool. So that's something that they've added that they've never had. All you had to do to access that is download the new version of the Dada class app, the teaching application. You just had to download the new version and it was unlocked for you. Now, another feature that they have is called Teach More. Now, with this Teach More feature, which I get emails every day, like, teacher, we need teachers. I'm like, okay, well, I actually have classes, so can't use it. But with the Teach More feature, you are able to basically, you push a button and it connects you with a student that's on standby waiting to have class, like a trial class. So you're able to show that you're available to have trial classes and connect with students that are waiting to have trial classes. So it's like you're going to grab the trial classes instead of you just waiting and just say, I hope they assign me a trial class. So you can just go in and grab those trial classes. That is just so awesome. So now they're allowing you to go in and be like, I'll take that one and I'll take that one. So you just push it and show that you're available. And then you have a few seconds to be like, I accept. You're able to accept that you're going to take this class, and then it pops over into on your teaching screen. And then you have, once they connect you with the student, you have 2 minutes to look over everything. So it is a little like a last minute type of class scheduling type thing, but you have 2 minutes to look over what you're going to be teaching for the trial class, and then you jump on in there. They also have an option where you can actually set a schedule for when you're going to be available to do these teach more trial classes, and that makes you a priority teacher over everyone else. So I thought that was pretty cool. So right now it's in the trial mode because it's been out for what, a week? It was released on the 17th. Today is the 21st. So it hasn't even been out a week yet. So they just released it for use on the 17th, and I'm excited about this. I haven't used it, but some teachers are like, oh, I got connected with a student right away. And some teachers are like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to click again? So I think once we get used to the flow of it and it works, then Dada will decide to keep it. Now that's another, it's a trial thing. So we'll see if they decide to keep it. So I just wanted to give you guys some updates as to what's going on with the company. There has been a lot of shifting and moving and everything going on. I did a video when I told you guys about the required documents. You know, with the Chinese law that is supposed to be passed here really soon, you have to have a bachelor's degree. Now, there is one way around it. If you have some type of documented teaching experience, like you can't submit a resume as documented teaching experience because that's something you created. But something from an employer, like with a letterhead, something that they can confirm. They say, okay, this is legit. Saying, oh, this person taught here, blah, 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 blah. Or whatever documentation you can get from whatever educational facility that you taught at. So bachelor's degree or documented teaching experience, okay? Now, those are requirements, one or the other. If you have both, wonderful. And then you have to have TESOL, TEFL, something like that, certification, background check, and you have to submit your birth certificate or passport. I have a passport, so I just did my passport, easy peasy. It was approved right away. So those are the things that you have to submit to be able to be employed with Dada. So you can use all the information that I provided you to really decide, is Dada the company for you? Now, with all these positive changes and things, I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to decide for yourself. Do you think the company is changing to strictly TV? I don't know. I do not have any inside information on that whatsoever. Trust me, I've asked. Some teachers decided to go ahead and cancel their contracts and look for other places. So, and that's the same thing that happened with a lot of the other companies that had drastic changes. I was watching YouTube videos and reading blogs and teachers saying, well, you know what, I was with this company and it used to be like this, but then they changed it to this, so I went somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. It happens. So some of us are still just in for the ride and seeing what happens. So I'm still here with Dada, you guys. I'm still here to give you guys as much information as possible, because for many of us, including myself, teaching online is all we do. It's our sole income. So this is my sole income. And so I want to be as helpful. I want to be very helpful to you to make the best decision for your family so that you're able to stay home and, do this maybe as a career. Or if this is a side gig and you just really need some promised money for those vacations, Dada is one of the few companies that pay standby. So there's a lot of companies that used to pay standby but don't anymore. And Dada is one of the few that still do. And I'm grateful for that. So I'm still here. And as always, TTFN.